Your martial art is wrong, it will get you killed, your style is not enough, your sensei doesn't know. I'm sorry, without any disrespect to whatever whatever you're doing, whatever you're learning, whatever organization, whatever art you are following, whatever method you're following, here is the point of this video. Do not limit yourself with one style or one art or one anything. Do not limit yourself. What am I talking about? This video is not for beginners who've just started something, who's, you have interest or you're just having fun. No problem, go ahead. This is not for you. In a little more advanced level, in a little more later time period, or you can watch this for later. Once you have a strong base in any given system, and I'm not talking about the made up things like, I will be commando training and punching, and I will kill in 3 seconds, and this is very high level, and I don't have time for boxing. This is a new art, and it's made in God knows where. Not talking about those made up systems which claim to have it all. I'm talking about original arts, striking, grappling. It can be any version of that stuff that has been around for long periods of time, and it is time tested. People have been developing it, and they've been discarding things and adding things, those kinds of stuff. Basically striking, grappling, and some weapons, and not sophisticated weapons, basic edged and impact weapons, and how the body works, and where do you stab and where do you open, and how does the man bleed out. If you have a strong base which can be kind of achieved in a few years, yes, it might take 1 year or 2 years or something to understand what exactly this is about. You will understand that yes, I know the concept, I know the mindset behind this, I know why I am doing this. But then you will also come across limitations that your system has. So I have been a karate practitioner. I'll talk about karate. There are limitations in the sense most people, karate practitioners, they do not know what to do after one or two punches landed or whatever attack they have planned, because if they do it or miss or whatever, the referee will anyway stop the fight. And that's not really a fight, it's just a game. If you get too close, you don't know what to do because you've never practiced that. You do not know what to do in a grappling situation. You do not have an idea of how to deal with striking from a closer distance. And what will happen, you after you've done your fancy move, after you've done your fancy scorpion kick that goes behind the head, but you end up disbalanced, you do not know what to do after that kick because the fight would anyway stop. So we are not practicing how to continue and how to move forward, and those traditional concepts are not really there. There is something called as too much karate. So I will get up from the floor using the body weight on one knee, and the other leg will come up, and I'm here, and whatever the stance or whatever it is. And first half it should be fast, and then slow down and come fast, and all this. And I can punch like this, and then relax my body and breathe in, and it should move exactly 2 inches forward, and like a wrecking ball, it should move, and I'm using the power. That is called too much karate, because you've not only gone too far from fighting, you've also gone into how it will look better, how my style is different, how I can do something unique that nobody else is doing. This is called as going too deep into a particular subject. To have this understanding of what is happening, is this too much Kalari, is this too much wrestling, is this too much boxing? To have that understanding, you need to understand what reality is. Reality is brutal. Weapons are involved. Lighting is not correct. The floor is not perfect. Other people can come in. And the fight does not stop after you scored a point. It goes on. And your positioning, your contact that you maintain will determine whether you can control the other person or not. So contact to control, and control to strike, or strike to contact to control, or these different concepts are there which will basically help you survive in a physical altercation with someone. In the sports context, in my little opinion, the MMA that they're doing right now is kind of like a good representation, because it at least has striking and grappling. Just because of these two main features, it's become so much more realistic than a lot of other styles. And so maybe you could practice something like that, in which you have a base. Of course, only after a strong base you've developed, you could go into exploring other sides, like exploring a little bit of grappling, a little bit of weapons, a little bit of. Do not stop yourself. Do not think that you're disloyal to your organization or your lovely martial art and your teacher that you follow. Of course, I love to do karate, but there is something as too much karate, and I love to practice that kind of stuff as well. But I have a clear understanding that after this point, what we are talking about is like my foot should move 1 centimeter out of this, and both legs should come together, and that is our style, and our organization does it like that. It might be entertaining, but that's going too far. And I'm not biased towards MMA because that's cool. No, a lot of the rules, they are the reason why the grappling works so well, because the grapplers kind of have a positive advantage because of the rule sets, and people who know what I'm talking about. But anyway, because of the game, because of the politics, because of other things involved, there's a good chance that you go too deep into something just for the purpose of a certain event, competition or whatever, and that's the drawback. Do not limit yourself to just one thing. You will be actually doing yourself a favor. Your karate will improve if you look at a little bit of Kalari, a little bit of Kung Fu, a little bit of boxing, a little bit of, and I'm not saying just one day I do this, second day I do that. Based on your interest, try to find out more about what these people, why are they hugging each other, and why are they going on the floor, and what are they doing, and why is that position important. Just try to find out more about other people's points of view, and that will actually help your karate. And just this being just an example, so some diversity, diversifying is important. But just like too much karate or too much Kalari can be bad, too much diversifying can also be bad, because then you will end up always in a tension to always keep yourself updated and try to conquer everybody. I'm good at this, I'm good at that, I'm good at this, I'm good. Yes, it's a good thing to kind of always try to do that, but maybe not every time. Kind of chill down a little bit, because in Hindi we have a saying, every father has a father, and he's called grandfather. Because you might know fighting, somebody would have a firearm. You might know firearm, but somebody will have thermal and whatever, and drones. And so coming to the conclusion, what exactly am I saying? I am saying, without any disrespect to what you are already doing, your method, your style, it might actually be a sensible thing to kind of mentally know that after a certain point, I would want to move on and kind of explore other things as well. And on the way, you can adopt or discard whatever you want, right? So if you like what I'm wearing, the t-shirt is going to be available on Kadak Merch. Links are in description. Do that, all the good things. Sendo Jitsu mobile application can be downloaded, where you can access Dand Baitak Sapate, Lathi spinning, and all these courses. 3 of Muddy Muscle is coming. So you'll get playlists of video tutorials, all that good stuff. You can find out. It will make, all the profits are actually going into feeding hungry people of my house. So think about it. Thank you.